ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरूणां मुनीनां ऋषीणां देवतानां परब्रह्मण श्रुतिमातु परमात्मनः कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं समस्त भक्त साधक सेवक उपासकानां विघ्न निवारण शक्ति अवाप्त्यर्थं विश्वशांति कल्याणार्थं नारायणोपनिषदः पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम् every day for some time we are doing the Veda Parayanam. We have done all the Upanishads major. Now Narayana today, Surya tomorrow, Ganapati day after we do. Then we take up the Parayanam of the Suktams for some days, so that our minds are in the satisfaction that at least once we have chanted all these things. Okay. Om Atha Narayanopanishad. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम अथ पुरुषो हवै नारायणो कामयत प्रजा सृजेयेते नारायणात् प्राणो जायते मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिराप पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते नारायणाद् रुद्रो जायते नारायणादिन्द्रो जायते नारायणात् प्रजापतयः प्रजायन्ते नारायणात् द्वादशादित्या रुद्रा वसवः सर्वाणि च छन्दागुंसे नारायणादेव समुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रलीयन्ते। ओम अथ नित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः द्यावा पृथिव्यौ च नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायण एवेदकं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यातः शुद्धो देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयोऽस्ति कश्चित् य एवं वेद स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति। ओमित्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नम इति पश्चात् नारायणायेत्युपरिष्ठात् ओमित्येकाक्षरं नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदं यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदमध्येति अनबभ्रुवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्राजापत्यगं रायस्पोषं गौपत्यं ततोऽमृतत्वमश्नुते ततोऽमृतत्वमश्नुत इति य एवं वेद प्रत्यगानन्दं ब्रह्मपुरुषं प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकारमकार इदे तानेकधा समभरत्तदेतदोमिदे यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभवनलोकं गमिष्यते तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानघनं तस्मात् तदिदावन्मात्रं ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनो सर्वभूतस्थमेकं नारायणं कारणरूपमकारपरब्रह्मोम एतदतर्वशिरो योधीते प्रातरधीयानो रात्रिकृतं पापन्नाशयति सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापन्नाशयति माध्यन्दिनमादित्याभिमुखो धीयानः पञ्चपातकोपपातकात् प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपारायणपुण्यं लभते नारायणसायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायणसायुज्यमवाप्नोति एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यदिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ओम अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवीद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओम अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानंदवल्ली शांति मंत्रः ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शान्तिः 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 ओम अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ओम ब्रह्मविदा आप्नोति परं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेद निहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चिदेते तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाश सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोस्तेजः तेजस आवः अद्य पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 Having saluted all the gurus, rishis, munis, devatas, parabrahma, Shruti Mata, our own gurus, without whose grace our minds and intellects will not get opened up for the subtle understandings of the jnanam that is given to us through the Upanishad mantras and the Bhashyam. So we are putting our efforts by the grace to understand the Upanishads. And in that Taittiriyam, in that having done Shiksha Valli, we are into Brahmananda Valli. So this Brahmananda Valli is to give us the Brahma Vidya, which removes the avidya and avidya janita samsara. Then in the beginning only we are to inspire us, given this promise, given this pratigna, that this Brahma Vidya which you are studying is so important that you have to be inspired to pursue it at every other cost and sacrifice, because this Brahma Vidya is taking you to Paraprapti. So Brahmavid apnoti param. Around that we have dealt yesterday, day before, how that sentence has to be आगे पीछे दाएं बाएं घूमते हुए we have to understand in exhaustive manner. So what we seek is param. Param is gained only through Brahma Vidya. So Brahma Vidya only gives us param, and no other vidya or avidya gives us param. Then why go for anything else? Why not only for the Brahma Vidya? That's all. It's all, it's a very deep inner, one's own personal contemplation. Like, I am concerned with all my attachment duties in this life. Okay. But while performing them, am I not doing so many of other Punya Baba karma? No, are these not going to lead me like this life into the next life? Again, of all bondages and complications. Just like in this life, I am not able to pursue Brahma Vidya for my all outer compulsions, obligations, duties, and inner compulsions and inabilities. This is why we say we can't do Brahma Vidya, we are so busy outside, and we are inside also not qualified, our minds are so bad. Now, saying so, what are we doing is nothing but justifying. Having justified that, what are we doing? We are doing only those things which are going to give us the same conditions again in the next life also. Thus, next life will also be like this only. Though we get human life with all opportunities given, with all the gurus teaching us Brahma Vidya, with same excuse again, we don't learn Brahma Vidya for Paraprapti, saying this. You see, I'm so busy outside, I have so many duties, conditions. Inside also I'm not able. And while doing so, next life also like this, justifying so, we only again do those things which will give next life again like that. This is a trick of the mind and moha and maya. Maya, moha, mana. That is what we have to conquer. While conquering so, after coming to a certain convincing understanding, we have to strictly follow that understanding, not giving chance to this nagging mind. Like when you don't want an object to buy, but that person is pestering you. When you have decided not to buy, we tell him strongly, nahi chahiye, please go away. If you don't say, he will nag you as long as you don't say. Point is not whether you buy or not. Point is his nagging headache. Then you tell, get out of this place. In the same way, once we decided that we want the Param, the Supreme, the Param in all senses, Param Satyam, Param Anandam, Param Anantam, Param all. Once we have decided that we want that Param, and once we are convinced because of the strength of Shruti Mata and Guru, faith in them, that Brahma Vidya alone gives Param, then our mind should be fully engrossed in gaining Brahma Vidya for the Paraprabhu. Anything other than that, as we said no to that selling fellow, we should be able to say strongly no with all the guts. It is all inside. My inner weakness gives strength to the outer situations. If I am strong inside, who can dare stop us from the Paraprapti Sadhana Rupi Brahma Vidya pursuit? Can the government stop? Can anybody? Nobody can stop us. It is only in us that weakness because of not a convincing understanding that we must go for Brahma Vidya to get the para. This is called Pashyan api cha na pashyati moodha. When it is said in Bhaja Govindam or Gita also, in many places it comes, no, but we don't know. We don't know in such a strong manner that knowing is translated into doing. Pashyanyapi na pashyati. We know the world is jada, it cannot overpower me. It is my weakness gives to the world the power. Still, we keep on giving power to the world. And my weaknesses are only because of not strongly, convincingly understanding and accepting that the Paraprapti is possible only through Brahma Vidya. Paraprapti is the thing to be aimed because yesterday we exhaustively explained anything then other than Para, it is Abara. That Abara will put it to the lower level only of efforts, very little happinesses, again misery, again the efforts, etc. So, desiring Paraprapti called Shubhecha is the most important thing to be achieved. In that process, we are here studying Upanishads, but how much that strongness in the desire for Paraprapti has come to us is a question we have to ask and see. We have to put our efforts to ensure that the Paraprapti Rupa Lakshya strengthened in us. Then only the sadhana for it called as Brahma Vidya we pursue and strongly to the exclusion of everything. So, like that, this Brahma Vidapnoti Param is a sentence every day should be contemplated. That is why it is called as Sutra Vakya. And to explain this one Sutra, the entire Valli, in fact, both the Vallis have come. And in that we can see the kindness of Shruti Mata that through Brahma Vidya she want to give the Paraprapti. Through the karma and upasana vidya also, she gave, promised and gave us so many achievements up to even Hiranyagarbha. But none of them are param. They are all aparam. So our Shruti has not come only to give us apara through the karma and upasana, but it is here to give us the para, the supreme, through the Brahma Vidya. Respect the Shruti Mata. Why? Studying, understanding, convinced, practicing, and reaching what Shruti Mata ultimately expects us to reach. Okay. Like that, Brahma Vidapnoti Param is again and again we have to contemplate when we are in leisure period. So too, whenever we are in difficulties, in problems, in temptations, every time we must know all these are aparam. I have indulged in that because of all the apara vidyas. Now all these have to end once for all. For that paraprapti is the only laksham and paraprapti happens through Brahma Vidya. Let me get into Brahma Vidya exclusively, seriously. That's how we have to tell to ourselves. Otherwise, our Upanishad study only remains mechanical, external, without bringing any change in our personality or life. This is a little challenging, but there is no other way. There are no shortcut methods. There is no other alternative, easier. This is the easiest. What is that? By contemplating on this Sutra Bhuta Vakya again and again, again and again, making the goal of Paraprapti as strongest goal and knowing the means to be Brahma Vidya, therefore pursue only Brahma Vidya. Clear? And Brahma Vidya is what? What was said in the earlier introductory Bhashyams, where the 10th man is already there and it is you. Only we have to be guided towards it. So too, Brahman is all pervading, it is in me also. It has to be only indicated. Guru and Shastra never creates Brahman, never gives us Brahman, never takes us to Brahman, never bring Brahman to us. We are already that. We are only reminded. Then, for saying anything, now comes the topic. For indicating anything, for telling anything, which is amidst everything. Okay? We have to separate from the other things. Then only we can recognize it. And therefore, the Lakshanas have to be told. You understood the connection between the introductory Bhashyam, then the first Sutra Rupa Vakyam, and then the second line in which the Lakshana of this Brahman are told. So everywhere the Brahman is there. That Brahman is, I am also, I am already. That Brahman is mixed up with the Brahma. So we have to do the Brahma Vicharana. Vicharana and Dhyana and Anubhuti. But to do the Vicharana, to start with, what we need is the Nirdharana of the Brahman from the Abrahma. Nirdharana is separation from the Abrahma, which is not Brahman. This is how everywhere we do. We decide this to be other than that, then we go for it. Daily, at least 1,000 times we do in our day schedule. Which dress to wear? We do Nirdharana, separating it from others. Winters have come, so the warm clothes. So we go to kitchen, Nirdharana, one plate from the other, one container from the other. How many Nirdharanas we do, separating what we want from the other. So here also, the Brahma Nirdharana has to be done from the Abrahma. Then what is to be done for that? The Brahman has to be defined. Brahman has to be indicated. Brahman has to be explained. Brahman has to be described. Okay. Now this is how we do in general. Here also, second mantra stands for the description of Brahman, indication of Brahman, then definition of Brahman. All these words keeping background may first listening this sentence. What is that? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Now the beauty of Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Bhashya, how he is making us deeply contemplative regarding these words, their mutual relation first. Thereafter, the meaning of these words. Clear? First, what are these words? What is the mutual relation between them? Then, what is the meaning? Okay. So, first, what are these words is explained. So, they are all what? Key, the indicators of the Brahman. In what way they are indicators? What is the sambandha? First of all, we were told the Vishesha Visheshana Sambandha. Let us be clear about it. The Vishesha is Brahma, the other three are Visheshana. Why? Because the context is about Brahman. Brahma बताने के लिए आया. Because the first sentence was Brahmavidapnoti param. So Brahmavidapnoti param. It is not said Satyavidapnoti param, Jnanavidapnoti param, Anantavidapnoti param. It is not said. Brahmavidapnoti param only said. Therefore, among these four words, Brahman should become Vishaya. Visheshya Vishaya. Then once Brahman is Visheshya, all other are in same case and Samana Adhikaranam. Therefore, what they have to be? They have to be Visheshana. Clear? Now, the relation between this Visheshana, Visheshya is taken for very deep contemplation. What is that? Basis what is what? Ki any Visheshanas, differentiating the Visheshya from other Sajatiya Visheshyas. Point one. Second is what? Every Visheshana will not stay permanently with it. It will change it. In this way, therefore, there may be many Brahman from where this Brahman is differentiated as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So there is Asatya Brahma, there is Ajnana Brahma, there is Santa Brahma. Is it from that this Brahma is separated? Be careful about it. And also, like the example of flowers and all given, they get faded in time. So too, is there any influence of anything on these Visheshanas of Brahman so that these qualities go away? Is like that the Brahman is defined? Or is these three words, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, related to the Brahma in this way? If that is, there is a problem because the Visheshanas go away. Therefore, it is said, be attentive. The next 2 minutes is very crucial. Listen carefully. Though Brahman is indicated to through the words. Though the words have the meaning, though those words which have the meaning are seemingly, supposedly giving the Lakshana of the Brahman, giving the Visheshana of the Brahman, giving the description of Brahman, yet through these words, Brahman is neither described nor is indicated with any of the attributes. So Brahman is not described with attributes. So then what? He is just indicated with its own qualities. So the Visheshya Visheshana Sambandha, the Lakshita Lakshana Sambandha. This difference we have to do. This difference we have to understand. Otherwise, what happens? Brahman become described. That means it is depending only on the descriptions. Otherwise, it cannot be known. In such type of fallacies will come in the Brahma. Always Brahman, in other Upanishad we studied, it is Nirguna. Okay. How can you tell the gunas of Brahman? Because the gunas are descriptions are of guna only of the Brahma. Also, Brahman is said as Nirvishesha in other places. How come the Nirguna Nirvishesha Brahman, when it came to Taittiriya, it became Saguna Savishesha? Is it not? Brahman is always Nirguna Nirvishesha. But it is our own self, there is no doubt. When you experience it, your experience will be like that only. But before experiencing, when we have to contemplate to reach out to that, we are necessary to use the words. Words should carry the meaning. But the point is, those words, though describing, are not describing. Those they are indicating but not indicating. You see, they are not Visheshana, telling that Vishesha as if Brahman has got these qualities, etc. भगवान ये ब्रह्म का ये डिस्क्रिप्शन नहीं है. So we told you yesterday, the coffee is described to be bitter the other day. Yesterday it was normal, today it is sweet. It's a description. But we don't say the sugar was sweet the other day, sugar yesterday sweet, today sugar. The change is not there in the sugar. Any day it is said as sweet, sweet, sweet only. It has become what? It is Lakshana of the sweet, sugar. So what is the Lakshana of the sugar as sweetness is? They are inseparable. Remember, the sweet alone is sugar. So wherever it is sweet, it is sugar. Sugar alone is sweet. Wherever if it is sugar, it has to be sweet. Therefore, like blue is not lotus. Blue is the color of the lotus. In such a way that there is a red lotus also. Clear the other objects. But Satyam is not the description of Brahman. Satyam alone is Brahman. That way, the Lakshana Lakshita Sambandha. There are other ways of Brahman indicated through Visheshanas. Definitely. What is that? Brahman alone, be attentive. Through Visheshana, Visheshya Brahma is what? Jiva. Brahman alone is Jagat. Brahman alone is Ishvara. But not in a Lakshana Lakshita way, but in a Visheshana Vishesha Visheshita way. Visheshana Vishesha way. How the Brahman with the Visheshana of the Parichinnata is Jiva. What are the Visheshanas here? Conditionings of the Panchakoshas. So Panchakosha Visheshita Visheshya is Jiva. Panchakosha Visheshita Visheshya Panchakosha Visheshita Visheshana Brahma is Jiva. So too the Rupanamatmaka Visheshana Yukta Brahma is Jagat. So too the Sushti Sthidile Karanatvam or Maya Adhishtatrutvam are the Visheshanas with which the Brahman Visheshya becomes Ishvara. Remember, here the thing is what? This Visheshya Jiva, Visheshya Brahma, who is now called as Jiva because of the Upadhi. Can the Upadhis discarded or not? You can discard the Upadhis. You can deny the Upadhi. So the Upadhis of Jiva can be dropped. Thereafter he is Brahma. So too the Rupanama of the Jagatu can be transcended or not. Very much they can be transcended, Visheshanas. So too the Ishvara's Maya also can be kept aside or not. Yeah. So keeping aside the Visheshana of the Jiva, Lakshanas, the Brahman can stay. Again keeping aside the Jagat, Brahma stays. ईश्वरत्व को भी साइड में करके लक्ष्य ईश्वरत्व विशेषणों को ब्रह्म कैन स्टे बट इन दिस मैनर rejecting satyam jnanam anantam brahma cannot stay. That's the difference between brahman as jiva jagat ishvara, brahman as satyam jnanam anantam. So it is what is to be understood here, it is a lakshana. It is lakshana, little more to be clear, it is a dharma. Like fire. Fire means it has to be hot and bright. The burning fire. It has to be hot and bright. What is that? Is it a description? No. It is a lakshana. It is not the descriptive explanation of the fire, but it is a lakshana of the fire. In the same way, Satyam Jnanam Anantam are not the Vivarana, Vishleshana or Nirvachana of the Brahman. It is only Visheshana. And what's our Lakshana? What the Lakshanas as we have to go to next step here. Lakshana ka kya hai? Ki as the example of Avakashat Akasha told yesterday, let us ponder over it again little bit. Ki when you said the Nila Utpalam, it is telling us the separation between Sajatiya Utpalam and there are the Rakta and Pita and Shweta Utpalams. ओके सो सजातीय वस्तुओं से लक्षण सॉरी विशेषणम को इस वस्तु विशेष्य को अलग करके दिखाते हैं बट द लक्षण क्या करता है बी केयरफुल कि नॉट ओनली सजातीय इफ दे आर सजातीज आर देयर बट फ्रॉम एवरीथिंग एल्स अदर देन दैट दोज लक्षणास सेपरेट दैट लक्षित वस्तु then what we have to do, be careful here. These lakshanas, when they separate from it from the entire lakshita vastu, therefore these lakshanas belong only to this. Therefore only this lakshana yukta vastu when we reach, then we can say we have reached Brahman. See the specification we are driven to through this explanation. Conversely, the other side is what? Anything, if you have found to be something different by these three lakshana, please be sure it is not Brahman. Because Brahman through these qualities is differentiated from everything else. Anything which has got some other quality than this is not Brahman. Clear? In that way, on the seat of contemplation, all those things which don't have these qualities, we go on rejecting. And through that rejection, we reach to that vastu which have these qualities. And suddenly, surprisingly, we find that, we come to know that that vastu is my own self. And after seeing it in my own self, and I look around the world, what I see is that alone is there. Everything is not there. Even if it is there, it's only projection and imagination. So here we saw up to this point yesterday, the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma or the explanation of the Brahma as a Lakshana Lakshita, which is without creating any Visheshana Vishesha Sambandha or any attributes or the qualities or qualifications of Brahman. They are words. They have a meaning. Yet they are not defining Brahman. And yet holding on to these words and their meaning, when we travel on the seat of meditation, we reach to the expected Brahman only, leading us to Paraprapti without any doubt. And having reached there, we see these words, these meanings, these lakshanas were not at all there in Brahman even there. लक्षण लक्षित ब्रह्म का वो लक्षण है ब्रह्म ऐसा ही है, वो ऐसा जो है वही ब्रह्म है. So, describing without description. That is the beauty achieved through these three words. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam is Brahma. So, Jiva Jagat Ishvara also is Brahma. But with the descriptions, Visheshanas, which are rejectable. Hold on to this point. Okay. But this Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, इनको reject करके ब्रह्म नहीं हो सकता. क्लियर? ब्रह्म का ये स्वधर्म है, स्वलक्षण है, लिटिल मोर स्वरूप. सो सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम इज स्वधर्म, स्वलक्षण, स्वरूप ऑफ ब्रह्मन. यू कांट सेपरेट these things from Brahman. Brahman alone is this. In this sense, the word is used. Sentence is said, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And then this alone is Brahman. Without these qualities, it is not Brahman, something else. We are not interested in that because our goal is to reach Param. Param is reached only Brahma Vidya. The Brahman is of these three Lakshana. We just search out to that which is these three Lakshanas, which has these three. That will be the obtainment of Brahman. So, up to this we saw yesterday. Then another point came what? Satyadi Shabdaha na parasparam sambadhyante. Parartatvat. The second point is also equally important. Though we have used three words for indicating Brahman, for telling the Lakshanas of Brahman, yet these three words have mutually no relation. We said yesterday, Neela, Neela, Bruhat, Sugandhi, Utpalam. So Neela is a color, Bruhat is a size. What is the relation between these two? Totally unrelated only. Okay? Neela can be small also, not necessarily Bruhat. And Bruhat can be the Rakta also. Is it not? So they are not related to each other. Exclusive they are. Don't try to bring the sambandha between them mutually. No. Though they are said in one flow. Then each of them are separately sambandhita, related to the mukhya vastu, that is Brahma. Understood? Neela, Mahata, Utpal, then Sugandhi. Big and smell. What is the relation in between? Big is a size, a smell is a fragrance. How can they have any relation? Meaningless. But why they are three used? Through one you reach to Brahma and use the other two to ensure, like that. And these three are the Lakshana Brahman, all three. Only two are there, another is not there, it is not completed. And other than three, there is no fourth in that. स्पेसिफाई मन को हमारा कर रहे हैं कि ब्रह्म का तब यही होगा, यही ब्रह्म है. अदर देन दिस ब्रह्मन इज नॉट, and other things will have any other quality, not this. Therefore, how the Shruti Vakya of Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma has to be restated for our confusionless, doubtless understanding. Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma. That's how it has to be understood. Like Neela Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. What means what? Utpalam is, as regards color is concerned, Neelam. As regards size is concerned, Big Brahatu. As regards the smell is concerned, is Sugandhi. So each of the word are to the Neelam. Each of them, they have no relation. Neelam Bruhat, without object. About what you are talking? A blue big. A blue big fragrance. So without the flower, there is no meaning to that. That means they have no mutual relation. Their sambandha directly is to Paramatma, Parabrahma. Okay? Satyam Brahma, Jnana Brahma, Anantam Brahma. So, if you see so far what is in, aim at Paraprapti, having reached where nothing is reached. Know that that is obtained only through Brahma Vidya. Brahman can be known by separating it from everything of Brahma. For that, Brahma has to be explained. The explanation of Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. These Satyam Jnanam Anantam are not the Visheshana, the descriptions, but they are the direct Lakshanas. First point is done. Second is what? These Satyam Jnanam Anantam are not mutually connected, they are directly connected to the Brahma Vastu. Therefore, Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma. Yaha tak hua. Now starts. See, what are they? They are Lakshana telling the Lakshya, Lakshita Brahma. What is the mutual relation with them? They don't have any mutual relation. Each one of them are directly related to Brahma. Two things achieved. Now the main thing which has to be described is what are the meanings of these words? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. And in what way the meaning of these words reach us to the Brahma? Because for reaching Brahma we have here come. And then it is said that through these words Brahman can be obtained. Then in what way these words mean to take us to Brahma should be the discussion. Each of them are taken now for a deep analysis and contemplation. Clear? Very interesting, very, very useful, and it removes so many non-understandings or misunderstandings and gives us a pakka direction for our meditation. But we have to enter into that mood of understanding these words, that subtlety of understanding these words, then it will help. Today we will discuss it exhaustively. Beautiful. Now, Satyam iti. Satyam iti. Satyam Brahma is said. Now we have to discuss now. Let us take up the Satyam Brahma analysis. And simple definitions, but pakka complete. What is Satyam? Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Sat yad rupena yat nishchitam. Yat rupena yat nishchitam. Tad rupam na vyavicharati. Tat Satyam. Yad rupena yat nishchitam. Tad rupam na vyavicharati. Tat Satyam. So there is an object. It is being described with something. Yat rupena yat nishchitam. So there is a nishchita vastu. I explained a defined or indicated object. Yad rupena, with whatever the indications or definitions it is indicated. Now, tad rupam na vyabhicharat. The rupam of that jis roop se uska varnan kiya, oh roop na vyabhicharat means doesn't change, doesn't alter, doesn't go away. That is called it's satyam. See, you have to pause here to contemplate. And to make it more substantially understandable, he is telling the contrast of it, the second line, which makes the subject complete. What is it? Ki yat rupena nishchitam yat, a thing which is nishchita as a rupa. Rupa means definition, explanation. Tad rupam vyabhisharat, if that rupa changes, anrutam iti uchyate. That is called as anrutam. So something is explained with some explanation, and permanently that explanation stays with it. Never vyabhicharat, never becomes otherwise. That is called as it is satyam of that. If at all it changes, yad rupena yad nishitam. But that rupam vyabhicharat chet, tad rupam na satyam, but it is anrutam. So something is defined as something. The definition is changing. Then the definition is not changing for every reason. That is called as satyam. If it changes, it is asatyam, anrutam. So the example of sugar again you take. Example of the fire you can take. Example of the sun you can take. Example of akasha you can take. Then the example of the utpalam also. Same example you take. So in what rupena the sugar is nishchitam? Sweetness rupena nishchitam. Which is the time or place or condition? The description of the sugar that it is sweet. Vyabhicharat becomes otherwise, changes. What time it will change? No time it will change. All the time, this rupa called as sweetness of the vastu called as sugar, navya vicharat. Therefore, what is the sweetness? Is the satyata of the sugar. Okay. Now the other two examples, the sweetness of the coffee. Today it is defined like that. But will it be the same every day? You know, tomorrow coffee powder may be more, or sugar may be less or more, or diluted it may be, or the milk may be of non good quality. So उसका आज का जो निश्चय है आज कैसा है काफी ऐसा है, will it the same? It won't be. Therefore, it is anrutam. So today is what you say. So to the Neela Utpala mein, the Neelata of the Utpala is at this moment there. But will it be there by evening? Sugar will be evening also sweet. But Neelata of the lotus, lily, will not be the same in the evening. It becomes faded or reddish some other color. Generally black होता है या reddish होता है या fade होता है. So that color, though it is there now, it is anrutam. So जिस वस्तु को जिस तरह से आपने डिफाइन किया वो डेफिनेशन हमेशा है तो वो उसकी सत्यता है. Otherwise, it is anrutam. Any example you take, कि you have appointed somebody. Then, because of somebody told you appointed, and they told, कि this person is very intelligent, very honest, very loyal, and all. So he is that rupena nishchitam, a servant. You brought because some person recommended to you. Then, with the faith on that servant, you gave him some money. ले लो ये 50,000 रुपए. Go and deposit in the bank. Mhm. What rupa you have nishchitam? That is honest. He is loyal, it's good. So with that nishchaya, you give him money. No, he took money and you waited half an hour, 1 hour, 2 or 3 hours. You called the bank. That fellow did not come. He ran away with the money. No, that rupa which you have done nishchaya of him, that is honest and all, it is anrutam. Because by his original quality, he is not so. He is dishonest person, corrupt person, a thief. So therefore, we did a nishchaya inside in the beginning, but it is not same. It is vyabicharat. It changed. Therefore, this imagination which we had about him is anrutam, not satyam. Suppose if he really done it, bank deposit karke, he brought the receipt and gave you, then it is called as yad rupena yad nishchitam tad na vyabicharata satyam. Therefore, it is true what you have defined him as, that is honest. And went on doing very अच्छी बात है ऐसा servant मिल गया तो. But any day if he runs away, so it is not his original, he was only waiting for an opportunity. So the Satya means what? It's a definition of something, and that something, that definition should always be associated with the defined without leaving it any time. This is what the meaning of the word Satyam. So yad rupena yad sunishchitam tad na vyabicharati satyam. Opposite to that, yad rupena nishchitam yad tad rupam vyabicharata anrutam iti uchyate. Now the next sentence is very beautiful. Therefore, what is the meaning of anrutam? Come from the other side. What is the meaning of anrutam? Thing remain not remaining the same, therefore changing is called as anrutam. Thing not remaining the same but changing is called as anrutam. Thing not remaining the same and changing in technical terms is called as vikaraha. Therefore, what is anrutam? Vikaraha anrutam. So, what is anrutam? Vikaraha anrutam. Be careful about it. Therefore, what is the opposite of anrutam is satyam. Then what is of the opposite of vikara? Avikari. Is it not? Therefore, what is said? Vikaraha anrutam, avikaraha satyam. Vikara is changing. Vikara is modification. Here is the entire thing. In this word only, entire thing to be understood about Brahman, which is defined as the word Satyam, is to be caught. Be attentive here. Vikaraha anrutam. This is a complete sentence. Vikaraha anrutam. That which modifies is called as untrue. Therefore, what is Satyam? Satyam is that which never gets modified. Now, Brahman we are not discussing. We are discussing the word Satyam. Satya means that when it is defined, it should not go through any change. Avyabhichari should be. If it changes Vyabhicharati, therefore it is Anrutam said. Therefore, Anrutam is Vikara. Now expand this example. Everything whichever is Vikara Yukta is Anrutam. Because Vikara is Anrutam. Modification is untruth. If everything which is changing is Vikara is Anrutam. Opposite of Anrutam is Satyam. Therefore, what the Satyam should be? The Satyam should be naturally opposite to the Vikara, means Avikari. Therefore, that which modifies is untruth, is equal to Abrahma. That which never modifies alone is Satyam. Therefore, that which never modifies is Brahman. That which never modifies is Satyam. Satyam is Brahman. Therefore, what which never modifies is Brahman. Other side, everything which is modifying is Anrutam. Then Anrutam is not, it is not Brahma, it is Abrahma. Therefore, first and third word join karo. Everything which is Vikara Yukta is Abrahma. And that which never changes is Brahma. हो गया. Holding on to this, now we have to meditate. Definition is explained. Everything which modifies is Brahman, which never modifies is called, which modifies is Abrahma or Anrutam, which never modifies is Brahman. मिल गया हमको अभी. अब look into your life, outside, inside. First of all, start with the world. Is the world changing? Is it remaining the same all the time? Is not it changing every moment? Therefore, apply the definition. The entire world, therefore, is not Brahma because continuously changing. World of everything, sun, moon, star, all the name and form, हमेशा बदल रहे. Therefore, whichever is Vikara Jatam, Vikaram, it is Anrutam. Whichever is Anrutam is not Brahma because Brahman is Satyam. Now come to everything, our own body. Is the body same? All the time it is changing. Every moment it is changing. In our life, how many times every cell of the body is changed. Therefore, the Vikara we can so clearly see in the Deha. Therefore, Vikara is Anrutam and not Satyam and not Brahman. Therefore, body is not Rutam or Satyam or Brahman. It is Vikaram Anrutam. Go to pranas. Are they same all the time? Or going through Vikara? They are going through Vikara. Therefore, they are also Anrutam, Asatyam, Abrahma. Go to the mind. Whatever, every second, the emotions of the mind go on changing. Position of the mind changes. अभी गुस्सा आया, अभी प्रेम आया, अभी अटैचमेंट होगा, अभी डिटैचमेंट हो गया. जस्ट नो द राग, दिन द विद्वेष. लगातार मन बदल ही रहा है. विकार जातम अनृतम असत्यम अब्रह्म. Then the intellect and its concepts, are they the same all the time? Understandings, knowledges, it is going on changing from time to time. Therefore, it is Vikrita. Therefore, it is Anruta. Therefore, it is Asatya. It is Abrahma. But the point is what? Who is certifying all of them? Who is noticing all of them? Who is witnessing all of them? Is not something in me, a conscious entity or principle, which is same all the time. Like I was a child, I was middle age, I was old age. These are all the bodily changes. They are all vikara abrahma. As the body is changing and as time passing, the jiva and the lakshanas, all lakshana means the qualities or is in maturity, immaturities, they are also going on changing. But there is something in me which is not changing at all when all of them are changing. That changeless thing, conscious entity in me, is called as not Anrutam but the Satyam, and that is Brahma and that is me. What is being done here? A technique is given for us to meditate in meditation to reach Brahma by explaining it with the word Satyam, which indicates that which never changes is Brahma. Therefore, this Brahma which never changes can be reached when we, on the deep seat of meditation, go on rejecting by the word Neti Neti all that which gets changed or modified. Therefore, unmodified is Brahma. This is the only way it is said. The next way of saying the Brahman is only Anubhava. And that Anubhava we are having even now. That's why the people say, I have not become older. From what standpoint he is saying? From the self standpoint. Because self never changes according to time, anything. Eternally it is the same. Therefore, nobody feels like old within themselves as a self, even as mind also. But suddenly, when the mind is identified with the body is old, then should but will be Buddha. Well, others say old, but I am not old. So when he says I am not old, he is talking from the self standpoint. But others who say, when he tells it with frowning face, he has fallen down from the self identity, which never becomes old, to the body identity, which definitely becomes old. So we are fluttering from the Anrutam to the Rutam there. Now the example of this is given is what? We have given only Ivacha Arambanam Vikaraha Namadeyam Mrittika iti eva Satyam. Dekho, what an important thing. Mrittika is Satyam, mud. But Vacha Arambanam Namadeyam Vikaraha. What is the pot in a mud? What is a, let us say, flower pot in a mud? What is a small lamp or big lamp in a mud? Just remember, always Mritika is there as Satyam, but some Vikara has been brought into it in the form of the name. So, name is the one which is making it appear, the mud appear as the pot. Clear? Or the lamp, etc. But then that form because of which you call it as pot, and the lamp because of which you call it as lamp, the form of the lamp, they are vikara, they are anrutam. They don't stay all the time. Then what is satyam here? Mrittika eva iti satyam. Then how do you reach to the mrittika when it is in the form of pot or in the form of a lamp, etc.? That which has got vikara, and that vikara is nothing but in the name and form only. When you reject, there only you see Brahman, not the mud there. In the same way, either you say that reject all the modifying thing, then reach to the unmodifiable self, or you say in everything which is seemingly modifying, there is something supporting that modification by which by itself is not getting changed or modified. That is called Brahman. This is how, through contemplation, we reject everything which is not Brahman. Then that Brahman, we don't see it, we don't understand it. Then we recognize it to be our own self. Finally, that's our experience all the time. I am all the time the same, unchangeable, immutable, Satyam. But like in the Yoga Darshanam also we are seeing, in our hastiness of not so contemplative mood, we just get identified with Vikara Yukta Upadhi. This Vikara Yukta Upadhi Tadatmyam is not real. It is only born out of avichara even though it continues for lives together, as long as we don't do the vichara. जब तक विचार नहीं करते हैं, even लाखों जन्म, the identification continues, yet it is not identified. Like the rupa of the pot, name of the pot, continues on the mud as long as you don't think vichar karo for thousands of lives. Yet, never ever the name of the pot or the form of the pot touched or contaminated or influenced the mud. Mud has not become anything else. वो हमेशा वही है. But we don't even talk it as the pot, mud. We talk it only as mud, pot, and all those words only. Avichara. Therefore, all the vikara is avichara jatam only. When we do the vichara, we go to the self which is never going through any vikara. So, vacharambhanam vikaraha namadheyam mrutika ityeva satyam. So, it was mrutika earlier. Now, in the form of pot also, it is mrutika only. Later also, it will be mrutika. So, in between, what happened when you called it as pot? Vacha arambhana means a form is given to it, a name is given to it. So, the form, name are anrutam, just projected on the mud. What does anrutam means? Not existing independent. Can there be pot shape and pot name without the mud? This is called the anrutam of it. Without the mud, can there be pot shape and name? No. Then is the mud has got name and form? No. Then what is the mud's original nature? Rutam, Satyata, all the three periods. What's the position of the name pot and form pot? It is anrutam. Asatyam it is. So, yad rupena yad sunishchitam tad na vyabhicharatiti satyam, yad rupena yad nishchitam tad vyabhicharatiti anrutam. Therefore, vikaraha anrutam. Therefore, avikaraha satyam. This is the sentence. So, therefore, never changing is mud and not real is the pot. In the same way, first we have to, as we said, what will be our Upanishad guiding us? Will take us beyond the Anruta Panchakoshas and will make us know the self. After seeing that, like once you see the mud, when you don't see the mud, you see the pot and its utility. But through vichara, you discard there is nothing but mud only in and out. What is the position of the pot? It is understood to be Anrutam, but it is existing there. Existing means what? Supported by the mud, the form and name are there, though they are not real. This is where is the little subtlety of intellect we have to catch the explanation. Where is the potness and name of the pot? They are in their own absence, they are there. By themselves, they are not there. But they are on the mud only. Did the mud change? It never changed. Then where is the word the pot? In your own mouth. Where is the shape of the pot? It is in your own eyes or the mind. The potness of the mud is not in the mud. Yaad rakhna isko. It has never become pot. Actually. How? For wherever you touch the pot, you are touching mud only. And there is no pot without the mud. Then where are these two? In only concepts. In only our own imaginations. Therefore, they are untrue, not real, because it changes. You cannot hold on to the potness eternally. एक दिन टूट जाएगा वो, सपना टूट जाएगा pot का, but mud will not break. It will always remain the same. So therefore, what is said very interesting is what? Therefore, evam sadeva satyam. In another Upanishad also, Chandogya, it is said, Vacharambanam vikaro namadheyam vruttiketyeva satyam. Chandogya, same Upanishad, evam sadeva satyam. Even Sadeva Satyam is which is always the same. That is called as Satyam, which never gets modified is called as Satyam, which doesn't stay always the same. If it changes, it is Anrutam. Iti Avadharanat. So this is how the conclusion. Ataha, now see the lesson. Satyam Brahma. That's it. In this way, Brahma Vikarat Nivartayati. Our final achievement is what? Brahma Vikarat Nivartayati means what? The word Satyam is doing the Nivartana or removal of the Vikaratva of the Satya of Brahman. What is the word used for Brahman? Satya. Satya word, what is it doing? It is rejecting. Rejecting what? The Vikara of the Brahman. Therefore, anything Vikarita is not Brahma. And what never becomes Vikara, which is Avikari, that is called Satyam. Therefore, Avikari is Brahman. And there is some substratum within us which is Avikari, which is Satyam. Continuously, constantly. See, the Jagrada Avastha, Vikari. Swapna Avastha, Vikari. Nidra Avastha is Vikari. Continuously they are coming and going. Same need you don't have for all those 5 hours. In those also deep sleep hoga, thoda kam hoga. All said and done, the sleep is not permanent. It itself is going. You are coming to Jagrat. In the Jagrat, every moment there changes, vikaras, modifications. Swapna also. But there is some fellow who is in all the three, but he is not Vikara Yukta. That Vikara Rahita is Satyam, that Satyam is Brahman. This is how the Satyam is explained. Now we have to take the second one, Jnanam. Then we have to take the third one, Anantam. Then put together how on the contemplation meditation, we by rejecting all that which is Asatya, Ajnana and Santam, we reach to that. Now please remember, Brahman is Nirguna, Nirvishesha, Nirakara. It is not caught by any words. It doesn't come into any explanation because it has no Visheshanas that way. But yet we have to reach it because only Brahma Vidapnoti Param is the Mula Vakya, Sutra Vakya. Then how to do that? There's no way other than explaining with the words. But the word and its explanation is not again the explanation of the self because the self doesn't come. Yato vacho nivartante. Aprapya manasa saha. Then what is to be done? These words actually reject the opposite of it. So that what real we reach to it. And reaching Brahman always, please remember, is not in understanding, not in a concept of the mind or intellect. Reaching Brahman is as Anubhuti, that also I am. Okay. So the two stages. One intellectually understanding that there is one Aya, which is unmodifying Satyam, truth, supported by which all the modifications and Rutams are happening. That unmodifying Avikara Satya Vastu is Brahma. This is intellectual. Intellectual thing is not our purpose. Our purpose is Anubhava. For the Anubhava, there is no way other than sitting for meditation. And in meditation, what is our observation? Neti, neti, neti of all that which is Vikara Yukta because it is Anrutam, it is not Satyam. When all Vikara Yukta Anrutama Satyam is going on rejected, that which is never Vikara Yukta, therefore that which is defined as Satyam, therefore that which is said in the mantra as Brahman, I reach to it as my own experience. Satyam Brahma, Satyam is Avikari, therefore Brahma is Avikari, therefore anything other than Brahma is Vikari, therefore anything other than Brahma is Asatyam. Therefore on the seat of meditation, with the help of the word Satya, in its definition that it is Avikari, all the Vikaravan, all the changeable, all the modifiable, we go on rejecting. Neti, neti, neti. When you do it, then only we will know. This is what is the thing we have to go on doing till we are able to reject everything which is Anrutam because it is Vikari. Then what is the opposite of Anrutam? Is Satyam. What is the opposite of Vikari? The Avikari. Therefore, Satya, Avikari, Brahma, we reach. Again is what? As an experience of my own self. All the three remember. Satyam or Avikari, Brahma and Atma. When all the Vikara rejected, then only we reach to Avikari. That which is avikari alone is Satyam. That Satyam is Brahman is a Upanishad Vakyam. That Brahman avikari Satyam will have to be the Atma only. Atma only means it's me. That is the real me. विकारयुक्त पंचकोश तादात्म्य हैव डन आउट ऑफ नॉन थिंकिंग. ये वाला डीप विचारणा जो भी नहीं करते हैं, जब तक नहीं करते हैं, दे विल टेक अनात्मा विकारी एज आत्मा. इन दैट बार्गेन द अविकारी सत्य आत्मा और ब्रह्म दे फॉरगेट. दैट्स व्हाट वी आर ऑल इन नाउ. You can continue for eternity. With that, you can do lot of works and you can get, but everything is apara, not paraprapti. पर प्राप्ति बोलो तो विद्या ब्रह्म विद्या से ही होता है. ब्रह्म इज सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम. सत्यम इज अविकारी अनमॉडिफाइंग. And that avikari unmodifying cannot be explained any way other than this. It has to be experienced only. To experience that, all the vikaravan we have to reject. And for that, one support is what he, as we just now said, the all avasthas of ours are changing. है ना. शैशवावस्था, बाल्यावस्था, युवावस्था, मध्यमावस्था, वृद्धावस्था. And our anubhavas are all of them are changing. Jagrad anubhava, swapna anubhava, sushupti. Yet all of us inside have one thing which is noticing all these changes. This should be a support for us to hold on with faith that that Brahman, which is Satyam, which is Avikari, is in me only as me. ये बेस हमको बना के रखना है. कॉमन सेंस क्या है? जनरल नॉलेज. व्हेन मेनी वेरिएबल थिंग्स आर नोटिस्ड बाय समवन, that someone should not be part of that variables and it should not have the variation. If there are many things and they are changing, so seeing the many things and seeing the changes is possible only when one thing which is none other than all those and not changing it should be, then only it can see. So the 10 cars are moving on the road. If I have counted the 10 cars, I should not be moving also and I should not be in one of the cars. Is it not? Yeah, khada hu main, unmoving, unchanging, not a part of that caravan. Then only I can see 10 bees, these cars chale gaye. So too, I am having Jagrat. Jagrat avastha happening. Swapna happened, Sushupti happened. Did you see Jagrat? Yeah. Swapna? Yeah. Sushupti? Yeah. If that means what? You are other than three also, one without second also, and never changing also. You have to be never changing, one without second, other than these three. You are there. You are one. You are stationed there only. You are not changing. And you are other than which you are seeing. Then only you can see them. And it is happening to us. I am always aware that there are these three avasthas coming and going. Then who is this aware of all this? Is he changing along with them? No. Can he be a part of them? No. The one who is going through is a jiva. But then even those three which belong to jiva are known by whom? Somebody who is neither three nor jiva, that never changes, that's called satyam. So this intellectual thing, that definitely there is something in me which is never changing and not a part of anything else. So that is here explained to us as satyam, unmodifying. Holding on to that definition, what we have to do is neti, 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 rejection of all the asatyam or anrutam, because that is not our goal, because that is abrahma. Then definitely, because there is something in us, satyam, not changing, rutam, the atma or brahma, we reach to it. This is what it is, contemplation. Satyam Brahma means what? Satyam eva hi Brahma. Brahma eva hi Satyam. Other than Brahma, everything is asatyam, anrutam. That is the meaning of Satyam explained. Now takes up Ataha. There is a small hitch, H-I-T-C-H, will come when you take the Brahman as Satyam. What is that? Ataha karanatvam praptam brahmanaha. We are not talking here in this Taittiriya Upanishad of the Brahman which is qualified. We are talking about the unqualified, pure, nascent Brahman. Remember it. But through the only words called Satyam Jnanam Anantam, there are no other words which are so closely helping us in meditatively reaching us to the Brahma. Now, Ataha, because Brahma is taken as Satyam, Karanatvam Praptam Brahmanaha, then it became a cause. Just like the example of the pot and the mud. So the mud became the cause and the pots became the effects. Is it not? Therefore, ata karanatvam praptam brahmanaha. No karanasya cha karakatvam. When it is karana, it becomes karaka. Then vastutvat, when whichever is karaka, it is a vastu. Just like mrudvato, therefore achit drupata cha prapta. Then it becomes achit like the mud. Be careful, that is very trickish. The second one is very trickish. His first one is relatively easy to understand. So, like the pots are made out of the mud. So, mud is what? Karana. Pot is what? Karya. So, all the pots are what? They are all the jada. Then Karana of that is what? Mud. Mud also jada. Same way here, whole Brahman is the Karana, the whole Jagat is the Karyam. And what is the Jagatu? Entire Jagatu, Jadattam only. Therefore, what is the cause of the Jagatu is Brahma. Therefore, Brahma has become Achit or Jada Rupa. And anything Jada again comes under the influence of the time. Time cannot touch Chaitanya, but it will touch the Jada and takes it to its own destruction. When it is Jada, then it is subjected to the time, then it gets destroyed. Then how do you call it as Satyam? Therefore, when you use the word as Satyam, the Karanatvam came to the Brahma. Then to reject that Karanatva of the Brahma, see, to reject the Vikara, the word Satyam is used. Satyam is Avikari. Now to reject the Karanatva, then the Jnapti or the Jnanam word is used. And this Jnanam, what it is, will be exhaustively explained. This is more explained than Satyam and Anantam. Then the Anantam will be in few words. So contemplate on all these things. Give time and contemplate. Then the Rasa Aswadana will come. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. In that, first of all, which is Visheshana, which are the which is Visheshya, which are the Visheshanas. Then what is the संबंध विशेष विशेषण का? ये निर्वचन रूपी संबंध है कि यह लक्षणार्थक है? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ डिस्क्रिप्टिव डेफिनेशन एंड इंडिकेटिव डेफिनेशन? डिफरेंस क्या है? नहीं, सजातीय से अलग करने वाला डिस्क्रिप्टिव डेफिनेशन है, सबसे अलग करने वाला इंडिकेटिव डेफिनेशन है. सो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सबसे अलग करना? ये लक्षण इसी में है और किसी में नहीं, और इसमें और कोई लक्षण नहीं है. After making that base, then the second base mein Satyam is related to Brahma, Jnanam is related to Brahma, Anantam is related to Brahma exclusively. They don't have mutually. Then take first word Satyam. Yad rupena yad sunishchitam tad rupam na vyabhicharat iti Satyam. Yad rupena yad nishchitam tad vyabhicharat iti Anrutam. Therefore, Anrutam vikaraha. Example is Vacharambana Vikara Namadeya Murtiketo Satyam. Therefore, Avikaraha Eva Satyam. That is how in the next line we say Iti Avadharanat Anrutama Satyam Rutameva Satyam Iti Avadharanat Ataha Satyam Brahma Iti Brahma Vikarat Nivartet. This is what the crux, conclusion. By using the word Satyam for Brahma, what Shruti Mata is done is the vikara that are happening are rejected in the Brahman. Therefore, to reach the Brahman, we have to reject all those which are the vikara. Sarvam vikara yukta, when you go on saying neti neti neti, you reach to a point where there is no vikara happening. That is called Satya, that is called Brahma, that is called Atma. Satya, Brahma, Atma. Avikari. And again, it's only experience. There is no better way or easier way or the clearer way or the direct way or nearest way, then the word Satyam to explain it. So to the practice. To reach the Brahma, all the Vikaravan, we have to go on rejecting. But because of this Satyata, if it is Satya, Brahman, then what are all of them which we are experiencing? They have to be coming on out of this only. Okay. Like if the mud is Satyam, where all the pots are, you are seeing pot. You can't deny the pot. Pot ko dekh rahe ho na. So then pot has to be the karya, the mud has to be the karanam. So too, if the Brahman is Satyam and you are seeing Jagat, so Jagat must be Karya, Brahma must be Karana. But when it is a Karana, like the mud and pot, it becomes Jada. When it is Jada, again its main thing, Avikaritva goes away. Then it is Satyata goes away. Then it becomes perishable. Therefore, the other word is used, Jnana. What is the meaning of that Jnanam? And why that Parabrahma has to be Jnanam also? Only then the Satyam is fulfilled. And the explanation of the Jnanam is like this. Then only the Satyam is accepted. This is how this particular portion deals with the next name, the Jnanam. It's very interesting, very subtle, very logical, and it rejects all the notions regarding Brahman. Jnanam means what Jnanam? Is it Jnanam like the Vishek Jnanam, which you have through the thoughts? No, it is thoughtless jnanam, jnapti swarupam. Like it is in Taittiriya Upanishad, prajnanam brahma. In that way, this is jnanam word is used. How to explain it, how to talk about it, what Bhashyakara's step by step explanation will come tomorrow, we'll analyze it. So this particular sentence, Satyam Jnanantam Brahma, is most crucial for us to understand, for us to deeply meditate, contemplate, to reach to the Brahmanubhuti. This help only these Upanishads so beautifully, specifically does. That is why Bhagavan Adi Shankara also took all the pains to exhaustively explain every word. And without Bhashyam, you can understand now neither the Upanishads nor the Vishnu Sahasranamas nor Gita either cannot be understood or not correctly understood. Otherwise, everybody will talk in their own way. Okay. So, what is Satyam means? Not Anrutam. It is Rutam. What is Anrutam? Which is Vikara. Therefore, what is Satyam? Avikara. Therefore, what is Brahma? Avikara. Therefore, what is everything other than Brahma? Vikara. Therefore, how to reach Brahma? By rejecting all that is Vikara Yukta. And where is it happening? In the meditational seat. For some time. Thereafter, always you not be in meditation. Aankh khol kar bhi you can do the dhyana. Whatever is a vikari, you reject it. That is called as outer meditation. Inner and outer. Only inside I meditate. Close eyes, I have meditated and dropped all vikara, I reach the Brahman. Then open eyed, suddenly I saw vikara and I am lost. Therefore, Brahman is gone. ऐसा नहीं होता. Meditation in the beginning, though in the closed chamber, closed eyes, but when the hold comes to us, you are always in meditation of rejecting vikara and reaching to avikari Satya Brahma. Think more. Sarvam Om Brahmarpanamastu. Om 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 Om, 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarashibhyo Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu Om. Keep on listening. Slowly it will enter into our Bheja. You don't listen, it will never happen. A good habit